late December, my husband and I bought a car. I loved it. I was so excited about it. It was a 3-row Jeep Wagoneer. And eventually, we were driving it home, and it died. The electrical just died while we were driving it. That's weird. My husband had to restart it while we were driving it on the freeway. We pick up our kids. We drive home from picking up our kids. It dies 2 more times with our kids in the car. We get home. We call the dealership. They're like, oh, that's weird. Let's have you drive it to the auto shop, and we'll take care of it. Great. Drive it to the auto shop. They take care of it. And we go pick it back up, bring it home. They're like, okay, we found that there was a nut missing off one of the batteries. Should be good to go. Great. Car dies again.
Imagine buying a brand new $80,000 Jeep Wagoneer and it dies on the freeway with your kids in the back seat. That's not just frustrating, that's terrifying. And the dealership says it was just a missing nut? Come on. For 80 grand, I expect a car that runs, not one that plays dead every time you hit the gas. This is the scam of modern cars. Flashy screens, luxury price tags, and zero reliability. Now somebody in the comments said, first mistake getting a Jeep. Read the reviews, folks. And honestly, they're right. Jeep has been dragging this reputation for years, and people keep ignoring the warning signs. You're not buying adventure, you're buying headaches. And the sad part is, it's not just Jeep. More and more modern cars are built like this. Flashy on the outside, falling apart on the inside.
You know what's annoying? I'm in this Ford Fusion, and I'm trying to set it up to do an alignment. So, want to leave it in neutral. But every time I go and open the door, it switches back to park by itself. Stay your ass in neutral. Fucking bitch.
This is my 2-year review of my $70,000 mistake here, purchasing this vehicle in 2023 just because I needed a vehicle, and then walking in and letting them play with the numbers for me. Since the 2-year warranty is up, I started doing all the maintenance myself, and so one thing I noticed right off the bat was that my cabin air filter was fucking filthy. So they hadn't changed it in the 2 years we've had it. This right here is already starting to change the color. It's making me angry. Several pieces of chip paint within the first 5,000 miles, and I brought it up, and they told me that the paint was not under warranty. They also told me by Ford specs they were allowed to have these all over the car.
2 years in, and he's already calling his $70,000 purchase a mistake. And honestly, can you blame him? Imagine dropping that kind of cash on a brand new Ford and the cabin air filter hasn't even been changed once. That's basic maintenance, and the dealership completely skipped it. And then the paint chipping within the first 5,000 miles? That's not wear and tear, that's flat-out garbage quality control. The fact that Ford tells him, oh, that's within spec, totally normal? Nothing about spending 70 grand on a vehicle should ever feel normal when you're getting dollar store standards for luxury prices. And that's the real scam. The dealer gets your money up front and you're left holding the bag when the problems pile up. So tell me this. Do you think this is just a Ford issue, or is this what the entire auto industry has turned into?
Crawled under my Chevy 2500 ZR2 to replace the fuel filter today. This is what 15,000 miles look like on a 2024 Chevy 2500 ZR2 look like. This is 15,000 miles in. Very disappointed I had a Ram with 100,000 miles on it that I traded on this truck, and it looked nowhere near this bad.
This guy traded in a Ram with over 100,000 miles on it, and somehow it looked cleaner than a brand new Chevy. For the kind of money people are shelling out, you shouldn't have to crawl under your truck after just 1 year and see rust eating it alive. That's not durability, that's straight up embarrassment for a 2024 model. And then you've got folks in the comments flexing their old Toyotas, like this one, driving a 2004 Highlander with 180,000 miles and no rust. They've got a point. That's the painful truth. The imports from 15-20 years ago are still outlasting brand new American trucks. It's not about waving a flag, it's about basic quality. If Toyota can keep a car rust-free for 2 decades, why can't Chevy keep one clean for 15,000 miles? So here's the question. Is this just Chevy dropping the ball, or has the entire truck market stopped caring about building vehicles that actually last?
All right, quick update on my truck. It is a 2025 Ram 1500 e-torque. It's a lemon for 2 separate issues. It's been to the shop 11 times. I've had it for a year. It doesn't have 10,000 miles on it yet. It's been to the shop 4 times for this engine noise. And I picked it up yesterday, and I think at this point they're honestly just replacing random parts to try and figure out what's causing the noise. So this time it got 2 new drive belts, and they ordered a new water pump because the manager said that the tech thought he heard a bad bearing in the water pump. So that's been ordered along with the new alternator. I do have a new alternator on, but it's like the connection is broken. So it's on there with zip ties right now because they had to reorder it. So yeah, I'm waiting for those 2 parts to come in. I have to take it back for that. I haven't heard the noise, but I've only driven it twice. And usually like after I get it back, it takes a few times of me driving it, for the noise to come back. So we'll see if they actually fixed it this time. I don't know. I'm not optimistic.
What car brand would you never own and why?
I would never own a Hyundai or Kia product, or basically anything KTM, because they just keep blowing up no matter what you do with them.
What car brand would you never own and why?
Easy. That one's gonna be Hyundai. Not good cars at all. Nothing about Hyundai is good. Kia's another one.
What car brand would you never own and why?
Probably wouldn't ever want to own a Hyundai or Kia product because after 100,000 miles, they just start falling apart into pieces.
Okay, so notice how every single person in this clip is naming the same 2 brands, Hyundai and Kia. That's not a coincidence. People drop their hard-earned cash, and by the time they hit 100,000 miles, the car's falling apart like it's made out of Legos. And here's the sad part. These companies keep pushing the image of being the affordable, reliable choice. Affordable? Yeah, maybe. Reliable? Not if your engine starts throwing a tantrum before the warranty's even done. Look what they've written in the comments. People swear Hyundai and Kia fall apart after 100,000 miles. But in Europe, folks are saying they're solid and reliable. But when even Hyundai owners are telling you to switch to Toyota, that pretty much says it all. So here's what I want to know. What do you drive? And what are the best and worst things about your own car? And on top of that, do you think what people say about Hyundai and Kia is true or totally exaggerated?
What I'm about to show you is probably the worst design decision Audi has ever made. The brand new generation of Audis are just now dropping in the United States. We're talking the new A5, the new S5, Q6, A6, all of that. Audi's doing a complete overhaul of all of their models. And with that, every single new model is getting this exact interior layout. They're calling it the digital stage. As you can see, it's a wide flat screen skateboard type of screen, and then a passenger screen. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I think this looks pretty cool. The screens are pretty high tech and the passenger display, while a lot of people have a bunch of opinions about them, I personally think it's cool and it's a nice add-on because these are luxury cars. They're all about doing things that are over the top for no good reason. Nobody needs this, but it's cool to have. But that's where we run into a problem because the passenger displays in these cars aren't standard, they're optional. So yeah, if you don't pay Audi enough money, you're not gonna get the extra screen. But you know, that's not the biggest deal in the world. Like we just talked about, you don't need this and some people don't even like it. Except when you don't get the screen, they don't remold that side of the interior to make it flow better. You just get a flat blank piece of piano black plastic staring at you, just slapped in front of the dash. And what makes this even worse is that in the US, Audi has like 3 trim levels. There's premium, which is base, there's premium plus, which is in between, and then there's prestige, which is just the top trim. If you don't get prestige, you will not get the screen. And majority of cars ordered are premium and premium plus. meaning a lot of the new Audis we're gonna get just do not have this passenger display. Instead, they're just gonna have piano black plastic slapped on the dash. This reminds me so much of the button phenomenon we had to deal with back in the day before car manufacturers started putting all this stuff in screen. Like, take a look at the fact that all these buttons on this side are blank. Like, people used to complain about this all the time. You could have a top trim car with absolutely everything specced out, but still have blank buttons. It would make it look like you cheaped out, even though you didn't. This is that, but on a whole nother level. And I think it's an even bigger slap to the face because it's in piano black. It just blows my mind that that decision was made by the exact same company we all know for making some of the best designed interiors, like the one in the Audi RS e-tron GT. Like, this car they're currently making, that's an EV, is low-key their peak. Physical AC controls, 2 screens, regardless of whatever trim level you have, quality materials, not too much piano black, carbon fiber everywhere, and then they move on to this. Yeah, you don't get a 3rd screen, piano black plastic on the dash. I am hoping they change this for the facelift model.
Okay, this right here shows just how lazy and greedy car companies have gotten. Audi's bragging about this so-called digital stage interior, but unless you pay for the prestige trim, the passenger screen doesn't even exist. Instead, you're staring at a giant slab of piano black plastic. That's not luxury, that's punishment for not spending enough. And the craziest part, Audi used to be the king of interiors. Clean, functional, premium. Now they're leaving blank plastic across the dash, like it's some budget rental. It's basically the same cheap trick as blank buttons from years ago, just blown up on a massive scale. Honestly, it feels like Audi forgot what made people fall in love with their cars in the first place. Do you think modern luxury cars are still worth the price? Or are we just paying more to get less? And while we're at it, what car are you driving right now, and how's your interior holding up compared to what these brands are offering today?
New BMWs are absolutely terrible. How did we go from this right here, this generation in 2015, on this 3 Series? It has the digital dash, it has the little display there for the iDrive and stuff. Like, this to me is how an interior should look. Not 2 massive tablets going across. Like, look at these proportions, right? This is what a 3 Series looked like 10 years ago. And if that wasn't bad enough, the new ones now, besides being so massive and having the ugliest grille, let me show you this. Like, BMW took this grille and was like, nah, this isn't big enough. We need more. We need more. I mean, the new ones just look absolutely disgusting. This is the size of a kidney grille. About a hand. Not your human leg. Like, it'd be this whole front to top to bottom on the new one. The new 7 Series weigh almost 6,000 pounds. 6,000 pounds for a sedan? Am I driving a semi or sedan? It's like BMW. What are you doing? We just need to take a step back in the whole segment of cars and just think about what we're doing. We're making these giant balloons of cars that go down a road. It's just terrible. Like, this is fine, BMW. Please go back to it.
Watch what happens when I try to start it. Same thing. Full accessory power active. Okay, now watch. I'm gonna turn it off again. Because there is actually a way to get it to start. Would you like to see how? It was so cute, like a month ago. Okay. We're gonna auto start it. And she kicks on. Yay, right? Start. She stays on. Cool, cool, cool. Love that. Fantastic. You can hear the engine. Okay. But then as soon as I put it into drive, I hate it here.
Man, this is embarrassing. A brand new car that needs a secret trick just to start? That's not innovation, that's a circus act. Yeah, it powers on with auto start, but the second you try to put it in drive, the whole system gives up. Imagine spending thousands on a car and every ignition feels like a gamble. That's not reliability, that's rolling the dice with your daily commute. So here's what I'm curious about. Have you ever owned a car that forced you to pull off some ridiculous trick just to keep it running? And do you think this kind of nonsense is just bad luck with one model? Or a sign that modern cars are built to fail? And that's going to do it for today's video. If you made it this far, I appreciate you more than you know. There's another video on screen that I think you'll really enjoy. Go ahead and click it, and I'll see you there. Take care of yourself.